I don't go to nightclub. I have, however, been seen at restaurants with my friends from Nigeria who are musicians. Yes, my people, I'm going to leave you guys to watch this video from Pastor Toby. Please help us by liking and sharing so that Facebook and YouTube can recommend it to other people as well. And don't forget to follow our YouTube channel for more updates. Thank you.
Your character and the manner in which you portray yourself, luxury, expensive cars, expensive watches. There are those who say these are some of the traits that makes people think, wait a minute, is this a pastor in the real sense of it? Why do you exhibit those traits?
Well, I'm a pastor, but I'm also Toby first. So I'm not sure about expensive clothes. I just wear clothes. And like every other person who put on their clothes and go to parties or wherever they go to, I put on clothes. But most importantly, in the BBC documentary in 2020, they explored. They came to my house to see the work we're doing. They were in my house for many days. That is real investigation. And then contacted to know, why do you do these things? And I said to them, again, when we came, we saw how the drug dealers attracted a lot of young people. We wanted to divert the attention from drug dealers to leaders who are effective in the community. And it's produced the results we wanted. We took 63 knives off the street in 2018. We doubled that in 2019. And that is double the figure of what the Metropolitan Police are doing. My system is my system. My look is my look. I don't want to be someone else. I don't want to dress like them. And I said on BBC, what is the price of a clothes to private jets? So a person, and I'm not disputing however a person decides to spend their money, but what is a clothes to a jet? Really? What is a clothes to the crown the Catholic Pope wears? It's $10 million.
Let me ask you, you've been seen at nightclubs where perhaps those who will say these are places you often find unbelievers. And then those who will say, does this portray what you preach? A pastor in a nightclub dancing to worldly music, as people would describe it? How do you explain such?
First of all, I've never been seen in a nightclub. That is the figment of the imagination of certain people. I've never been seen in a nightclub. It's not happened once before. I've been seen in restaurants with some of my friends who are musicians from Nigeria. They come, we go eat, but certainly not in a nightclub. However, I must also point out that those who are well do not need physicians. I've had a 20-year record of staying true to the message of Christ that we preach. We've seen many lives change. We've raised leaders. Our houses, we have 50 houses across the nation. You will see young, God-fearing pastors. Last week, Sunday, we ordained about 32 new young pastors with a standard of conduct. And that is because they've been following their leaders. Some of them are top scientists in the nation, and some of them CEOs. Well, I took them from prison. I took them from gangs. That is the thing people should focus on.
There are those who will say, if you are a true Christian leader, you need to have someone who has mentored you, or someone who is saying as a spiritual father. Who is yours?
That's my father. I have a father. I have a biological father. Prophet Dr. Adeboyega. I follow the Pentecostal move very much, and there are names I don't want to mention, but I have a father. I grew up, I preached my first message at the age of 8, and I've been preaching the same thing ever since then. So if I still believe the concept of spiritual father as portrayed by the Nigerian church, I'm not sure I do so. But I have people that I talk to, people that I weigh doctrine, people that I debate doctrine with, to know what is sound and what is not sound. And I'm always open to correction.
Are you worried that sometimes your message is seen as negating your lifestyle, the manner in which your association with people? Are you confusing people in the manner you move?
No, actually, if people were true to the gospel of Christ, they will realize that they call them friends of sinners. That's what is in the Bible, isn't it? Friends of sinners and all these things. And that's his name. And he spoke to a generation. He said, what should we do with this generation? He said, when we came, the Son of Man came dancing and eating, you called him names. Another one came, Elijah came, and he was in the wilderness, looking boring, looking whatever way you want to call it. And they still didn't accept it. So I can't be concerned about how people view things. But the fact of the work is, if you come close to us, you'll see the result. The country cannot deny it. There's no prime minister that can deny it. There is no leader in this nation right now that can deny the result of the work we've done. When the Metropolitan Police leadership came to the church, that was about 3 years ago, they sat down, they went to church, it's public knowledge, they asked us to come. Normally, dignitaries go to church to associate in UK, to associate with black people. No, they came to learn. They invited me to teach them, then they came to learn.
Let me ask you, is Park Nation a cult group?
It is not a cult group. Cults don't operate in the open, we operate in the open.
Apart from your father, whom you say is your spiritual mentor, who in Nigeria is also one person that you say you are modeling your lifestyle or your ministry after?
I'd rather not model. I love them all, and I'm sure we have a movement that is fading away. We have a movement that is passing away. That doesn't mean it's wrong. It's just that there are new frontiers. The people that are there now, they were new frontiers, and I stand on the path that there is a change needed, and we're all standing for the change, the remodeling of the church, because I believe in the Church of Christ. However, I also believe that the status quo must change, and we are new frontiers of what the new Church of Christ will look like.
And who are these people? You said there are a few of them that you look up to.
I don't think I'll mention that, because I respect, not look up, I respect people. I respect those who lead the cause for change, societal change, not just for worse change.
In 2005, you arrived in the UK.
Yeah.
But in all of these years, the UK judges have described your stay in the UK as illegal, stating that your claims about your ministry and work there are, quote, grossly inflated, quote, hyperbolic, and lack substantive evidence. How do you explain or maintain your stay without regularizing your immigration status in the United Kingdom? Are you staying illegally there?
No, and that is the misleading part of the report. We had a 7-hour tribunal, 7 hours. And in the tribunal, I was given about a few minutes to talk about immigration stuff. They wanted to talk about SPAC Nation. And we defended the honor of SPAC Nation, which is not even why we were there. And so it is not illegal to still have a case in court, to put facts on the table. Judges may disagree, and they may not be wrong. But that is why we have a system that continues to query and make inquiries into things until certain facts are established. But I can assure you right now that these facts are being established, is seen more clearly, and we are winning on every side.
But in that court, you argued against deportation. If you say deportation is not the meat of the matter, you cited community contributions and you're married to a British citizen. You said, given the tribunal's decision against you, that you are not worried. Do you believe this reflects systemic bias or your failure to present sufficient evidence?
The reason why we suspect systemic biasness is you can't say your claims are inflated without giving me the proof as to why. Your own institutions, the Metropolitan Police from the Scotland Yard, sat down in the church. Do they go to churches? Why are they there? The Metropolitan Police from the Scotland Yard gathered all the charities in the UK, the major charities, and asked them to go to SPAC Nation. I wrote for the Home Office. I wrote solutions for the Home Office. I was part of the Race Disparity Committee for number 10 during Theresa May's days. Why am I there? I've never wanted to work with government. I don't like working with government on some occasions. Why are we there? When we got to Croydon, we never knew where Croydon was. When we got there, we reduced knife crime by 50%. It's on record. So if you then turn that against me and say they are inflated, I'm asking, show me the proof that they are inflated. Because we cannot just base truth on subjective matters. Truth must be backed with facts. We have facts. We have, and more than all the paperwork, we have lives. I've got the largest followership of young people still till today, after all the persecution for more than 10 years. 10 years we've been persecuted without one single proof, allegations without one indictment.